Now we continue our summer reading series as Jeffrey Brown looks at how a writer and an award-winning illustrator are updating the look of children's literature.
In Thunderboy Jr., a young Native American boy tells us early on, "I hate my name." Why? Well, he's named after his father and he wants his own name, his own identity. Award-winning author Sherman Alexie has written numerous popular books for teens and adults. Thunderboy Jr., illustrated by Juji Morales, is Alexie's first picture book. At Book Expo America in Chicago recently, I asked him why he wanted to write it.
Because, I have two sons, and I just kept thinking about the way the picture books meant to them. Like their favorites were Taxi Dog and Go Dog Go, and the hundreds, the thousands of times I read those books to them and how important those picture books were to my sons. I thought I want to try to capture that.
Yeah. So how did you approach it? I mean, what was different about doing something like this?
Well, the big thing is you spend, probably you want the book to be about 70% for the kid, and about 30% for the adult reading to the kid.
Because you have the parent in mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to.
Thank you. I guess all parents are saying.
You have to.
Yeah.
So, and that balance is really difficult. Finding that balance where you make the book hold up to repeated readings for the kid and the adult.
So can you give me an example?
This book, it ended up being, I tried to get the intellectual idea in place first. Like, what is this book going to mean? And how is that going to apply to two different levels? So the thing that got to me was the idea of identity, and especially in relation to being named after your father. I'm named after my father. I'm Sherman Alexie Jr., and he died in 2003. And at his funeral, the coffin lowered into the grave, and I was staring at a tombstone with my name on it.
Wow.
And it had never occurred to me. I mean, the existential weight of being named after your father hit me in such a way, and I thought I knew I'd have to write about it. And even though it seems odd, it ended up being that moment became the genesis of this picture book, the idea of the weight of being named after your father, and what happens when you don't want to be named after him anymore? What happens when you want to turn away from his legacy and create your own, even when you're 5 years old?
Yeah, and that's what this is. So it's a young boy, Thunderboy Jr., son of Thunderboy Sr., right?
Yes.
Saying, I want to, but I'm not Thunderboy, right?
Yeah.
So and trying to figure out who he is in a sense.
This idea of the kid in search for his own identity. I mean, this is a loving, supportive Native American family, and I thought that was important to show as well.
And he goes through all his experiences and says, maybe I should be named this, maybe I should be named that.
Yeah, and it's a mix of, contemporary and tribally influenced names, like he's a grass dancer, so maybe his name should be Drums, Drums, and More Drums, but he also loves going to garage sales with his mom, so he says maybe my name should be Old Toys Are Awesome. so he's a kid, he's a Native American kid, he's both at the same time.
How important is that aspect to it, of being a Native American kid?
Oh, it's absolutely vital, especially in this era where we need diverse books. Children's books really are not representing the diversity of the United States. They're just beginning to. So the idea of having a book where a brown-skinned kid, not just a Native American, most especially a Native American because I am, but any kid that's brown-skinned can look at this character, at Thunderboy Jr. and his family, and see his reflection. Much in the same way in 1969, when I first picked up Ezra Jack Keats' picture book,
I was wondering about that, of course, yeah.
That was the only book that existed for me where the kid even remotely resembled me. It was an African-American kid wandering through a city after a blizzard. And I so strongly identified with his solitude, his sense of adventure, his wandering, and I'd never felt that with a book before.
The absence that you feel of these kinds of books in our culture, it's interesting because the growth of books for children, I mean, a huge number of books.
It's exponential. It's the largest rapidly growing market.
Yeah, and yet you still don't see enough diversity.
And I think, every giant cultural system is like, you trying to change direction is like trying to change a cruise ship's direction. And we have just started that cultural process of changing the cruise ship called publishing and called children's publishing to start looking at the diversity of the country. I mean, we can see it played out in all sorts of ways right now. The demographics of voters, the demographics of each state. The number of brown kids in this country is exponentially growing. So we need to address these kids culturally. We need to make them feel like they belong.
Let me just ask you in our last minute here. The other discussion in the culture is, are kids, anybody reading anymore? And, kids seem to be reading, but what happens to them after that? What do you see?
Well, I was one of the Chicken Littles about ebooks.
Yeah.
Very much so. I thought it spelled doom. But the thing is, ebooks have actually plateaued and in some cases declined in sales. So I think ebooks are just going to be another way to sell books, and they're not going to take over. I think there's no substitute for the tactile. A kid needs this. I mean, a kid learns math by crawling. The connection between the brain and physical activity is obvious and well studied and well researched. And I think the same thing with books. The connection between language and movement, the connection between language and all your senses are vital, and kids know that.
All right, the new book is Thunder Boy Jr. by Sherman Alexie Jr.?
Yes.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
You can watch many more of Jeff's author interviews from Book Expo America and other book festivals. You can find them at our website, pbs.org/bookviewnow.